Aloha everyone. I wanted to come to you and do a message from your higher self and source for right now. What message? What do you need to move forward? What's going on in the climate for you, the spiritual climate, and how can you move forward with that? Okay, so I already pulled all the cards for the message, so we're gonna get right on into it. Okay, before I get started though, I do want to say thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing, hitting that bell button, commenting, tipping, all the things that you do. That is so amazing. That is growing my channel and growing our beautiful community here of my sweet dragonflies. What do they call it, a glimmer of dragonflies? I don't know, but it's beautiful any way it goes, right? And so here we are. And then I did want to make a big announcement. Many of you have asked me, how did I open my intuition? How is it that I made that my path is for full time, even to get paid to use my psychic sense and my intuitive sense? Well, what I did many years ago, I took a class called Diamonds in Your Mind with my neurolinguistics programming group. Okay, took this class more than one time. Love it. It's a meditative right brain training that the more you do it, the more your intuition opens. So that is how I opened my intuition, intuitive faculties. That's how I learned to regulate my body systems for perfect health. I do everything from the inside out now. And my mentor has just opened this up on video for everyone. So around the world, you don't have to travel now. You can come and take the class on video. I'll let you know in the description box below how to sign up for that class. It is a worthy investment. It will open you up so that you can, you may not want to make your career out of your intuitive faculty, but you can if you want. And it opens you up to being able to regulate yourself. It's amazing work, and you have the course for life. So once you buy it, it's yours. So really stoked to partner there, and I wanted to give you guys the opportunity to access that and to let you know how I did what I did and share that with you now. Okay, so here we go. Let's go on and get into your reading. Okay. So it looks like there's a lot of changes and transitions happening. I'm seeing that we have the Uranus, we have change, we have transits, the climate, all sorts of different things. So we'll get into it here. But the first and foremost, your guardian god who has come forward is Hod. And it says, tell the truth. Bring it out into the open. Be true to your feelings. Hod is the blind god of winter in Norse mythology. He held a quiet inner strength and was always ready to help others. Hod was tricked by the god Loki into firing an arrow made of mistletoe, which killed his twin brother Baldur. Despite his tragic mistake, Hod became his twin's companion in the underworld after his own death. Hod makes amends by being honest about his error and becoming a spiritual counselor to Baldur. Norse legend said that Hod survives Ragnarok, a destructive period preceding a new world, and through his atonement goes on to rule alongside Baldur. Hod's symbols are mistletoe and darkness. Okay, so we're coming around. This is a timeless message, but we're coming around to Thanksgiving, and then we'll be in Christmas next month. Okay, for the holiday seasons. Okay, so we've got a bunch of different holidays. Mistletoe's included in those festivities. And we are entering the winter, which is the time of darkness. So right now what it's saying, your higher self is saying, as you're going through this holiday season, wherever you are, Northern Hemisphere, we're going into winter, Southern, you're going into summer, but wherever you are, as you watch this, there has been a time of darkness, or you're entering the darkness. And they're wanting you to be honest with yourself from the inside out, because we have loosen your grip. It says coping mechanisms, density, addiction. Let God in. Okay. And then we have, and that's coming with Uranus, or change. Okay, so with this particular situation, what you're asking about right now, or just needing the advice from right now, you are in a change process. Uranus is the type of change that's unexpected. It brings about opportunities and situations that you may not have thought of, that actually end up being positive. Right now, you're going through a moment to loosen your grip, loosen your control. So whether this is over a relationship, whether this is physically over something that you've been battling on in an addictive way, that could be substances, food, obsessive thoughts, whatever it may be, you're going through a change process. So Spirit's wanting you to know, your higher self is saying you are going to make it through this change process. Okay? With this Hod and Tell the Truth, you have Pallas Athena, the asteroid, with Think. Okay? And it's interesting because before I even pulled the cards, I was singing that Aretha Franklin song, you better think about what you're trying to do to me, right? So, and I do not own rights to that song, okay? But here we are with this Think card in Pallas Athena, and tell the truth to yourself, okay? Some of you, I feel like, what Spirit's saying is this has to do with like relationships. It's not going to be that for everyone, but there's a strong indication here that you may be dealing with a toxic relationship, or in that storyline within yourself, like, this is my person, the one and only, and so I'll deal with this addictive pattern, I'll deal with this density. But if you tell yourself the truth, you know, you may be mistaken about how you saw this person, or how you're showing up to a relationship. Are you showing up toxic? Are you showing up in a way that is dense or addictive, or not in a positive way, right? So Spirit's saying that this is a time to tell yourself the truth. Listen, mistakes happen. And especially if you're watching this as it comes out, we're moving into many people around the world going into a holiday season where you're going to be with family. You're going to be with folks that you may not see all the time. Some of you are traveling, and there's extra stressors. And the astrology is really chaotic right now as this is being filmed. So be honest with yourself. Enter to that space of darkness, because notice, because he was honest about his mistake, okay? Mistake, he didn't mean to. Doesn't mean he didn't love his brother. Doesn't mean he didn't, like, that he wanted to be in that position, okay? But he was honest about it, and therefore, through his honesty and his admission and responsibility of who he is and where he is, he ended up being able to survive and eliminate the Ragnarok, right? So also in yourself, the way to move through these transits and changes is through honesty with yourself. You may have people that are leaving your movie at this time. I call life a movie. So you maybe have people who their scene has completed with you, and so now they're coming out of your movie. Some of you may have fallen in love with the wrong person. Some of you might be realizing that you overgave and you made the mistake of overgiving. You invested more than the other person did. You might have judged somebody wrong, or vice versa. Someone else may have, you thought they were wrong, and now that you're looking at it, like, you know, I could have done that differently. I was the one that was mistaken. It can go either way. But this does tell of relationships and actually you moving into your inner authority, because the outcome here is your authority. So it's very positive. So your inner being and source is saying, be honest with yourself, loosen your grip, let go of the addictive or toxic tendencies in your relationships, in your connections with others, because we have the child of the cosmos. It says the intelligence of the universe is within you. And then we have transits, so the climate, okay? So we are in a lot of astrological transits at this time. Your higher self and source, their message for you is, as you're going through these transits, be a child of the cosmos, okay? You have the universal intelligence. So it's okay if you have made a mistake in your human self. We are physically in form, but we are more than our bodies, okay? We are spirit in a body having an experience, not, a body like that is the spirit, right? So we're embodied at this time. And when we're in the human form, we make mistakes. It's trial and error. That's how we learn. But if you maintain the innocence of a child, you will have the universal knowledge to move forward. My Hawaiian uncle, my kahuna, would always laugh because I would do my best to maintain my innocence. I made a lot of mistakes in protocol and in Hawaiian culture and things that, I would show up and I would make mistakes, like often and repeatedly. And he would just go, I'm the baby, gotta love me, right? Because he could see the innocence within me. He could see that I was coming forward with a heart that was willing to learn, that was willing to change. I wasn't intending to make a mistake. I was learning. And so there was grace for me that through that change and the transits and the different astrological climates and learning a new culture and all of that, right? Same's true for you. So what your higher self and source is saying, it's okay if you feel like you've made a mistake or if you feel like you're unsure of your path. Do know that you are moving into, you're in a time of change and you're moving into your authority because you're about to go through this portal. It says doors are opening, you decide. It's the rewards and the wild card. You get to choose and decide. Loosen your grip of any of those addictions and other types of things because you have sustainability, the 6th house. You're moving into a time you have, they said, maybe, okay, you have an opportunity. Let me change my language. You have an opportunity to move into a time of sustainability. A portal and a doorway is opening for you. So tell yourself the truth, release what you need to release, and you move into a time of sustainable energy. You move into a time of sustainable relationships. You move into a time of rewards that you get to decide and make the choice, but you can choose to stay stuck. You can choose to stay holding on to something that isn't good for you. And it's going to be different for everyone. Some of you, it might be a relationship. Some of you, it might be a job. Some of you, it might be something that's adverse to your health, okay? You will know what it is. You know what you're holding on to deep down. I was holding on to a relationship that I knew wasn't going to blossom in the way I wanted it to, but because I had invested so much, I was holding on to that. So me personally, I see exactly what this is for me, okay? So you'll know exactly what it is for you. What have you been lying to yourself about? It's okay if you've made a mistake. It's okay, because here's the outcome. 10th house, authority. You are moving into your inner authority. And notice how they're climbing up the mountain, okay? In the realm of spirit, we are always at the beginning. We're always a child, okay? So it's okay if you make mistakes. It's okay if you did something that you feel like wasn't perfect or what have you. It's okay, because it's part of your learning. Now, as Esther Hicks talks about it, and with Abraham Hicks, is you've put rockets of desire into your vortex now because you've had this experience, because you've made a mistake. There's no mistakes. Everything's perfect. Nothing ever is finished. In the realm of spirit, we're always at the beginning. You learn something here and you expand it, and you have the opportunity at this time to be honest with yourself, to loosen your grip and let it go, and to move through the portal. They're showing me the rune of gateway, that it's the same. So in the rune of gateway, when you get that, you do a life review. You look back at all that you've learned. You hold the positive learnings, release the rest, and you move through the gateway. But you do not move through the gateway until you assess what you've learned, so that you can integrate those learnings and you don't have to repeat them, right? Because sometimes with this mountain climbing, the bear goes over the mountain, right? They're constantly going over the mountain. But sometimes it's good to just be in your authority and know that you're there, okay? And so you're getting there. This is the outcome here, is your own inner authority being what you trust, what you go for. That inner authority comes from your higher self and source. That's where you access it. And so that's what you're moving into. That's what your higher self and source wants you to know, that this is temporary, the transits and transition that you're going through. And whatever it is that you think that you made a mistake on, it actually is going to be the thing that helps you know, oops, I've made that mistake. I'm honest with myself, and you will avoid repeating it because you've made it aware, is how they're saying it. You've made it aware, right? So you've become aware of what it was that your misstep actually will lead to your inner authority. It's a really beautiful time. Maintain your innocence. Be like a child in your learning. Some of you, I feel like, have really beaten yourself up about your choices. I repeated this again. Why do I keep doing this? Blah, 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 like beating up on yourself. What Spirit's saying is there's no need to do that. You're like one child, okay? Give yourself grace. Treat yourself like a grandmother or grandfather would treat you, with love and respect, with grace and honesty, because you're learning. You're a child of the cosmos. Learn your lesson, admit your mistake, and move through the portal. All is well, okay? So that is what I have for you, sending you guys lots of love and light. For those of you who would like to enter the drawing, remember it's free to enter, free to win for a 30-minute session with me personally. Here's how you do it. You be a subscriber if you're not already, so subscribe and hit that bell button, like and share this video, and then in the comment section below, write, I am moving through the portal now. I am moving through the portal now. This lets me know that you would like to enter the drawing. I will do that on the first of the month and announce the winner, and hopefully it is you. So until next time, aloha.